Today we are going to be replacing the heat exchanger on this Payne furnace. Payne is a branch of Carrier, so it's pretty much the exact same as most Carrier units. So the first thing you're going to want to do is remove these two screws and pull this panel off of the front. And next we have to get pretty much everything out of here. The gas line is already disconnected on this unit, and the electrical coming in on the side is already disconnected on this unit since currently not installed. But you'd want to shut the power off, shut the gas off, and disconnect the gas line and disconnect the electrical coming into the side here so that you can move this stuff out of the way. And then basically we're going to take the combustion blower out, set that aside, the burner box out, set that aside, and then also remove a couple of screws that are going up from the blower into this front plate. Without removing them, you won't be able to get it out. And also this condensate trap out and set aside. So we'll just go ahead and do that. So in order to get this condensate trap out, you first have to disconnect all the tubing that's going in. There's just a couple of clamps that you pinch, like that. And then you have to squeeze these tabs in on either end of here. And then it's good whenever you have these out to run some water through there and rinse all the gunk out. Next we're gonna pull this off of the pressure switch and are gonna continue removing wiring up in here. So we've got flame sensor. These two red ones go to the high limit. Gas valve. Igniter. Rollout switch right up in there. It's usually kind of hard to get to, so it's nice to have a tool for that again. Ground screw. Since these units use flame rectification as their flame sensor, you have to have really good grounding on the burner assembly. And then our power coming in. There's just a clip here on the side of the furnace. Unplug our combustion blower. Other side of our pressure switch. That's the wiring harness down out of the way. Since we loosened these 4 screws that held our combustion blower in place, we can work this off gently. It's not uncommon for them to be kind of stiff though, coming off. Then we're just gonna leave the pressure tube that goes up to the gas valve and burner manifold attached to the gas valve like that. We can lift this out. And our other pressure tube goes down to here. But we're just gonna pull it off that way so it stays with our combustion blower. It's very important to be careful that it doesn't tip against this, because I've had it tip before back onto this and break that off. And then these tubes I try to leave on there until we have our new heat exchanger in place so that we remember exactly where they go. These are important. That's one of the feet for the combustion blower. Next we're going to remove the burner box, which means we have to take all those screws off. This is when it's nice to have an extension bit with your drill. Move our electrical box. And there is one screw up behind here that's kind of a bugger to get at. Just using a 1/4 inch to get at it. And there's the burner box. You can see that this thing was definitely burning poorly by the soot. So next we're going to remove the screws going up the sides and the 2 screws going up into the bottom. You do not have to remove any of these screws in here yet. You just have to remove these 3 here. These 2 going up in the bottom on each side, 2 there and 2 on the other side. Those are 5/16. Looks like it's coming out. So that's what we have when the furnace doesn't have the heat exchanger in it, just the blower. So you can see that the plastic is gray on this one and it's black on that one. They do that usually so that you don't accidentally put a second heat exchanger into a furnace that's already had one replaced. Should also come with this seal and some new screws that go in on where the baffle is, because they are usually in really tough shape. So what you're gonna wanna do is just flip this thing over and remove these screws on the back. Set these screws aside because you'll reuse them. Since we'll be reusing this plate, you'll want to peel the old silicone off. Sometimes you have to use a razor blade to kind of scrape it. Next thing to come off is going to be this baffle right on the back here. Sometimes these things are really awful to get off. Sometimes you're lucky, which so far so good. Wow. I'm actually super impressed. That normally does not come off that easily. Usually these screws heads are so rusted that you can't get them off and you have to use like a channel lock and stuff. So you might have difficulty removing those four, but after you get them off, you should be able to pull this baffle. And this part is also a good part to replace, but today we won't be, so we'll just clean it before we put it back in. You can see this heat exchanger is definitely bad though. Look how rusted through and nasty it was getting. Seems like they usually get nasty like that on propane furnaces. On this side, we'll be removing these screws. And we'll reuse those ones also. That should allow us to lift this thing off. This one is being more difficult. At this point, you want to inspect your primary heat exchangers. It's not uncommon for them to rust through and have like pitted spots. So you just want to go through and inspect each one. This one has some surface rust, but you can see none of that goes deep and actually pits through. So it does not look like any of these ones here will need to be replaced. The next thing you're going to want to do is put our new seal on. That goes right here. It's the same red rubber seal as what comes in your new package. Just line that up so that the screw holes are all going through. Sometimes they have these extra baffles. If your unit does not have them, you are to remove them. If your unit does have them, then you leave these in. On the front side, and it has a sticker, nice and prominent, is this screw and this screw, that screw and that screw. If you forget to do that, you'll have to take it back out and redo it. So make sure you do that. You'll then take your new baffle, or if your old one is still okay, like this one here, and you'll put that on through these screw holes here, and that's what the new screws that they send with are for. Now this sealing surface is new, but you'll want to confirm that it's clean, and then you'll also want to clean this old sealing surface, which is not new. And also clean this sealing surface if you are reusing this plate, and clean the inside. If you're putting on a new one, then it should be already ready to go. You'll then take some high temp silicone and put it around the sealing perimeter. Make sure you put the side that has 2 screw holes in a row on the bottom. Put in all the screws except for these 2 on the outside of the bottom. Because those ones you have to get these panels to line up with. This is usually kind of a pain. These are like heat shields, I think, to keep radiant heat from warming up the sides of the furnace too much. And you have to get this screw to go through multiple layers, which we were successful on this side. It's good to make sure that you have a little bit of silicone squeezing out all the way around, just to ensure that you have a good seal. So this is why we left these tubes on the old heat exchanger all the way until now. We're We're now going to move these two up to here and this one up to here. We can now put these screws back in on the front. The one longer screw goes here. Now as you slide this thing in, on the back, there are these 3 notches in the frame of the furnace. 3 catches here are what these lock into. So as this slides in, those have to lock into those spots. So if it's a side-mounted furnace or in any orientation other than upright like this, it's a real pain to get those things shoved in. Longer screw goes there on the bottom. It's a matter of putting everything back together. This tube extends behind here, and you just pinch it between these fingers. They have a new seal on here, so you shouldn't have to do anything to the sealing surface on the combustion blower. And just make sure that you have all of your feet still in place. Be very careful to not strip these out, because if you strip them out, it's not good. This right here was a low pressure cutoff switch for propane. We're actually going to be converting this furnace back to natural gas, so we're not going to be using that, and we'll just be taking it out of the circuit. If these screws go back in easily, it means you definitely got the heat exchanger lined up good. And that is all there is to replacing a heat exchanger. So kind of a pain taking all that stuff out of there, but really not too bad. You can get usually a few more years out of the furnace if you change out that secondary heat exchanger. So this one here should be good to go for a while again. Hope that you enjoyed and found this helpful. Talk to you later.